Well, this is something a bit different. This is the classic Texas Instruments Speak and Spell. This is the 1980s version, as it has the more modern membrane keyboard. The original ones actually had buttons for keys. I've been after one of these for a while. It's a classic bit of tech from the 80s, and they really were. There's a lot of things about these that were actually quite unique, but this one has a problem. We'll turn it on. There we go. And as you can hopefully see in the display there, it actually comes on, and it works from the point of view of creating the words, and you can type words in and everything. But it's, as you can hear, it's not making any noise. Now, if you plug headphones into the jack at the side, then you can hear the words being said perfectly. So there's nothing wrong with the speech synthesis, but obviously the speaker is not working. So we're going to have to whip it apart and see what we can find inside. Well, I've got the cover off, and that was relatively painless. Broke one of the tabs, unfortunately. I mean, this is very old, this plastic. These 5 were fine, but this one, it just, as soon as I tried to bend it, it snapped. But that's not a problem. The others will hold it in place. Pretty good inside. There's a little bit of muck in the bottom corner. I think possibly we might have had some battery leakage there at some point. I need to clean that up. But the actual battery terminals themselves are in quite good condition. As you can see, these need a bit of a clean. The speaker wires are attached at both ends, so it's not that that's causing our lack of sound. There are several things that it could be. I mean, it could simply be that the speaker itself has failed. Now, I can test that. What I'll do is I'll remove the leads from the circuit board, and I'll put a tone through the speaker from my signal generator and see whether we get anything out of the speaker. It could be that the audio amp part of the circuitry in here is not working. I would imagine also that, as it has an earphone jack, and in the manual it says this is for privacy, so that I would imagine that when you plug the earphone jack in, it disconnects the speaker. So it may be a problem with the earphone jack switching down here. I don't know. We'll have to investigate and see. But the first thing to do is to test the speaker. Well, I've removed the two wires from the circuit board. That leaves them completely disconnected from the speaker. And this is my leads from my signal generator, which is currently outputting a 1 kilohertz tone. So we should hear that through the speaker when we touch these on here. Absolutely nothing, which does to indicate that probably that speaker is dead. And just to prove that we have got a tone, this is my test speaker. It's just a little tiny speaker in a box, and we'll connect my signal generator to that, and we should hear a, yeah. Now that's what we should hear out of the speaker in the Speak and Spell. So we know that we're getting a tone out of the generator, but we're not getting anything at all out of this speaker. Right, so I think that's ascertained what the fault is. Now I've got to see whether I've got a speaker of suitable size and ohmage to go in there. Well, I thought an easy way of testing this, I mean, I'm very certain it is this speaker, is I've used a bit of chocolate block here, and I've connected the wires from the circuit board to my test speaker via this bit of chocolate block, and I put the batteries in. I'm going to have to hold it all together because I don't want to put the back on yet, but we'll try turning it on and see what happens. Now, I've read the instructions to the Speak and Spell, and when you first turn it on, it should make some tones. So that will tell us if what we've done is correct. So there we go. Let's turn that around. And I've got to hold the batteries in place. Oh, speaker there. Let's turn it on. See what happens. Ah, hey, that's what we want. Right. Let's try. Say it.
Say it. Fine.
Yes.
Say it. Above.
Yes, this is what we need. We just need a speaker now.
Once. Say it. Wild.
It's quite impressive speech
Say it. Every.
synthesis when you consider this is 1980s technology.
Wash.
Right, that's that done. Turn it off. Okay, well that was a relatively simple problem. I've had the box apart from I put this little test speaker together years and years ago, and it happens to turn out It's almost identical, the speaker in there. So I will probably just swap that one for this one and then get myself another one for my test box. But yeah, I do like it when you get easy fixes like that. So let's get it all back together. Well, I was extremely lucky. This speaker that was in my test box is absolutely identical to the one that was in there. But fortunately my one works. So I put it in, it's wired up now. We'll do a quick check before I clean the case up and put it back together. I'll make sure it's still working okay. Yes, I love it.
Say it. Angel. Say it. World.
You've got to love that 1980s speech synthesis.
Say it. Lose.
Oh, I love it.
Say it.
Right, it can be cleaned up and put back together. Excellent. Well, it's ready to go back together. It's all cleaned up. But I thought I'd just show one little thing that before we put it all back together, and that is the Speak and Spell had modules inside them, which is this little thing here. We'll pull it off, and you can see it. Now there were various modules you could get for this. This is the Vowel Power word module, which is I think the standard one that it came with, but there were various others. They're very rare now. They do come up on eBay occasionally, but you know they really are rare. So but it's interesting because it probably makes this one of the first consoles that actually had cartridges that you could plug into, you know, so to change what it does, which is, you know, quite fascinating really. Right, well, let's get it all back together and we'll see if it works. Well, here it is in all its glory, all back together. Let's move the camera a little bit. And we'll turn it on. Oh, that's a good sound. Well, let's say it.
Say it. Only. Say it. Touch. Say it. Health. Say it. Color.
Yeah, superb.
Say it. Aisle.
Excellent stuff. So,
Range. Say it.
so there you go. We now have a fully operational Speak and Spell. It needs a bit of a clean up, plastics wise, but yeah, I'm very well pleased about that. All for the cost of a small speaker. It's now fully operational. Brilliant stuff. Okay, that's it for the Texas Instruments Speak and Spell repair. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.